All right, so the second download was, because I had made this in 2 videos, but I had to shorten it. So anyway, Spirit was giving me like different versions or visions or whatever, or thoughts of, feeling bad for narcissistic people. So like, I was raised by 2 narcissistic parents, and then I ended up marrying a man who embodied both of my parents' personality, both narcissistic, and he's a narcissist as well. So I've always been surrounded by that energy. So I was like, I just really feel bad because narcissistic people are basically all ego. And ego is basically a defense mechanism to protect us. So they're always in survival mode. They're always scared. They're always in lack. They'll never have peace. They never have peace. So, instead of hating them or disliking them or whatever, being bitter to them, I just really feel bad. So then the vision that they also gave me was the movie Inception. Now, I love the movie Inception. I love Leonardo DiCaprio, but I did not understand that fucking movie to save my life. So they gave it to me in a vision as far as like how narcissistic people, or the way their brain works, is just like the movie Inception. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's so true. Like, everything is inverted. It changes constantly. Nothing is real. Like, everything is real. It's all made up. It's all in their head. And you can participate in it or you cannot participate in it. So it was like different things, like as far as like everything's inverted. Not everything, but some things are inverted, so it's not really the way it is in real life. It's different. And then like the part like when you're ready to wake up from this person's dream, if you go against their program, their dream starts attacking you. And that's why I say I always compare, or not compare, but the world that we live in is narcissistic, because if you go against the plan, it starts attacking you. Just like in the Matrix, the movie The Matrix, if you don't go with the flow, you don't go with their plan, their agenda, their program starts to come after you, right? So then that was one instance of the comparison to narcissism. And then the second one was they showed me was the totem. He had like a spinning top. So if his top didn't spin or whatever in the dream or whatever, he knew it wasn't his reality. So like that was what was grounding him to know, like, okay, this is not my emotions, this is not my thoughts, like it's time for me to go. So like that's one thing too, is like as far as us being grounded, knowing who you are. Dealing with narcissists, you have to know who you are, because if you don't, you will get caught up and lost in their delusion. You'll get caught up in their world. So yeah, that was one of them, the other thoughts. And then like it gave me another one as far as like, especially like empathic people like me, we'll be wanting to help so much. We'll get deeper and deeper and deeper. And I think there was one part in the movie, I can't remember because it was so long ago, but I think there was one part in the movie, like she was in like such a dark, like there was such a dark place. It was so deep down in the basement, and like everything was crashing down, and it was hard to get down there. And he was trying to get down there so he could save her and get her out of that. And like that's sometimes like that's when you really get caught, and you get caught in their delusion, and you'll be right there with them. So you don't want to get too deep. You got to get out before you get too deep in that realm with them. And what was the other comparison? Oh, with the kids, with the children. So she was so caught in the Lulu or whatever, or she wanted to spend so much time in the fake world, she didn't know what the real world was. So she ended up killing their kids, because in her mind, the real world was fake, and then the fake world was real to her. So she ended up killing the kids. And I'm like, you could also see that metaphorically too, as far as like how narcissists destroy the children in the relationships if you don't get out of those things. And that's what I basically did. Like I got my kids out of that situation before it could damage them any further. Like staying with a narcissistic partner, or having narcissistic grandparents around your kids, like just having that whole toxic situation, not being around them. Because being around narcissistic people will destroy your kids. And that's where they start. They start with the minds of the children, because they're so vulnerable, they're so moldable. And easily controlled. So yeah, I just loved how they made that analogy or that analysis, whatever, comparison, whatever. But yeah, it just made the movie make sense to me now. I'm like, I really didn't understand it, but after they gave me that vision, I'm like, it really put it in perspective for me. Like, you know, that Inception movie is just like a narcissistic mind. And they just told me to share that. I thought it was dope because I really was confused about that movie. And now that I have it to compare it to, like, I've been talking to other people who've been dealing with narcissistic abuse, and I'm like, you gotta watch Inception. You gotta watch Inception. So I hope this resonates with somebody. I hope they can see the comparison or get a different perspective on narcissistic personality and how it correlates with the movie Inception. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's a good movie. If you can find that comparison, it's even better. So I love you guys. Peace.